That time I mentioned that basically I was exposed, no, sorry, that I was, not sorry, but that I was talking about Train Valerie and how that Mabel was warning me, or she warned me before, but she told me after when it was too late that that how she was abused. Now I was gonna talk about it, but today I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into um some topics today, but it won't be the whole deep dive or the whole story of what happened between me and how, you know, how I was in contact with her sister and yada yada yada. But about that, about that, so yeah, so before I get into it um and about that, so Mabel, so she had been supportive of me. Sorry, hold on, let me put the camera up. She had been support she had been supportive of me the whole time. Like I remember, yeah, she had been I can't speak, child. Probably because I'm hungry. She had been supportive for me this whole time, even when shit hit the fan. She was always there to really like give me advice when I needed it. And she's actually a mental health. Sorry, no, sorry, sorry. No, she's actually a advocate for young adults and kids who are going through like abuse, rape, sex trafficking. She's an advocate for that. And the last time I spoke to Mabel, I'm not gonna lie, was 5 years ago, and I remember the whole family when they found out when they found out that I had left. Her sister called the youngest of the family. Mabel then called. Remy then called. Remy's breath stinks of shit. That's what. And they all called, and there was all like, but Mabel was the first one to call. That's what shocked me because Mabel, she used to live in Potter's Bar, but she moved during lockdown when COVID was happening. She moved in the middle between COVID. So that time when I wanted to go there and tell her what was going on, it was already too late. And I was like, what the fuck have I just done? Now, hadn't I have not had told Mabel, maybe she could have saved me, you know. And I'm not saying she could because she has her own problems to deal with. She's got kids of her own. She's got uh, family, and so I don't think there was nothing she could even do if she tried, because Valerie was powerful, or she thought she was powerful, and she was jealous because um Mabel was actually supposed to be my foster carer. Yeah, before Valerie stepped in. Sorry about the noise. Mabel was supposed to be my original foster care until I turned 18. But then, you know, shit happens, stuff happens, so she couldn't. But about that, when she was talking about Valerie, she was literally saying that she was like comparing me to her, um saying that when she was a kid, Valerie would abuse her. She would bully her, get her in trouble. She was always jealous of her and her success because she was the wealthy one. You know, she actually met Donald Trump. Yeah, she met Donald Trump back in 2016 before I was at Julie's house. She visited Donald Trump at the White House. I was like, oh shit. So she could have been like, I'm not gonna say famous, but she could have been like famous when it comes to business wise, because she always wanted to be a entrepreneur. She actually has a business apart from um advocacy. She has a business. um I think she has a business. She works at an office, and she's really making a name for herself. And yeah, the last time we spoke, she had said that she only if she had known this was happening, she would have confronted Valerie and Trey on the spot, and she would have got me out of there within seconds. And I believe her. I genuinely believe she would have been able to get me out of the situation. But because she had her own problems, and I don't blame her, that's one of the reasons why I didn't tell Mabel, because I didn't want to really break up the family, although it was already torn apart way before I was even there. Like, they put on this brave face and how there was this pitch perfect family, but in real life, they hated each other. Just how me and my dad, we have arguments and beefs. They were worse. They were way worse, to the point where Mabel actually told me that Valerie was telling lies to Mabel's own kids. So I'm not gonna get into it, but she was lying she was lying about I don't remember the full context, but she was lying about something to Mabel's kids. And when she had done that, I was fucking disgusted by her. Um, yeah, because she was talking about she was talking about something to her kids. I don't remember, but I do believe Mabel, because she actually did talk to Kai. Shit, she did talk to Mabel's kids. Um, if I can remember, she talked to Mabel's kids something about um something about how Mabel is going crazy. She needs help. She needs Jesus. Same way that TD Cakes is saying that about those accusers, which I believe to be true. That was what Valerie was saying. And Mabel was, yeah. But when Valerie was talking about that to Mabel's kids, she was really pissed. I was there. She collapsed on the floor. Akeem was laughing. Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh. But it was like Jesus came. It was like Jesus just came to the forefront and just whooped that ass. Um, but yeah, in all jokes, and but yeah, she was talking about her kid, talking to her kids um about talking to her kids about her in a way that kind of she was talking about she was talking about her in front of her kids, and I'm just like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, why the fuck would you sit there, talk about her in front of her kids when they're asking for her mum? I was there. I had to calm down. I had to get them to. I had to like calm them down because they was just being Like, kids will always be kids at the end of the day. But I had to be the one to comfort them. And so when Mabel came, she just walked past me. She didn't even say hi. Well, I didn't blame her. If I was if I was her, if I was Mabel, I would be walking past myself. Okay. Okay. So when she walked past, she literally, because I don't remember if it was Julie that called Mabel or Bosse, but one of them called one of them. And so she came, she stormed in the house, she confronted both Trey and Valerie, and Trey and Valerie had then said that, you can't look after your kids properly, this and that, and you were the one that left. I'm not gonna get into it because it's not my place. It's not my place to say, but basically to pinpoint, shit happened with her and a few people that I knew and trusted. And the reason why she fainted, I'll tell you why. Because actually, no, I don't know why she fainted. That was actually a shock when we saw her. Actually, saw when we saw her like go on the ground. Akeem was laughing, the kids were crying after their mum. I was like shocked. I wanted to go and see if she was okay, but Valerie was like, "No, no, no! You can't do that. Let her go on the floor. Let her faint. You're really gonna let your sister faint? What if she had like a high blood pressure or a heart problem? Like, you're not gonna at least let me check to see if she's okay? Like, she would do that if it was you or Remy or Bossette or her mum, but with her, you want to see her die. And so it was kind of a it was kind of scary to me because when I see someone fall onto the ground, I just think back at when my mum had the seizure, and um when she died, I could just play back in my head. So when I saw Mabel, I physically saw Mabel fall on the ground. She banged her head so bad. I thought she was gonna die. That's what I thought. And I told Valerie, if you don't call the police, she's gonna die. And so she got up. She got it was like she got up, and um she had said that she's okay, she's fine. She just took a tumble. Bitch, that weren't no tumble. That was like something happened, and then within minutes she just got back up. Actually, no, not within minutes, but in maybe like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, she like got up. But she said that she fainted, and she don't even know what happened. She just fainted. She dropped on the ground, and all I could hear Valerie saying was, "Oh, she's just pretending. She's just pretending." And I'm like, how the fuck is she pretending? How the fuck is this woman pretending? Like, I've seen people collapse on the floor with my own two big eyes. When I was growing up, alongside with my mom having seizures and epilepsy, I've seen people fall on the ground unconscious, not knowing whether they're gonna wake up one day. So what the fuck are you talking about? And so when we got back home, Trey was like, "Oh, um, he was like, oh, Mabel's ungrateful. She needs to stop this. Yada yada yada. She's gotta look after the kids. Otherwise, Ada's gonna get full custody." Oh shit! I shouldn't have said that. I'll cut that out. Ada's gonna get full custody of the kids. I'm like, are you taking the piss? Why are you telling us this? We're just kids. I was 13 when this was happening. Why are you telling us this? Like, we don't want to know. I don't want to know. I've got shit going on. Why are you dragging me into your bullshit, into your fucking pinata, bitch? Like, are you okay? What is going on? And this is a long video. I'm so sorry, but you sometimes you just gotta let the truth come out of you, and and I am losing my voice, so that's why I'm talking a bit rough, but that's why I'm talking a bit rough. But when Mabel told me what Valerie did to her, The only thing that isn't similar is that thank God me and Akeem aren't related because one, I do not stink a BO. He smells a BO. He doesn't even take a fucking shower. He smells so bad. I could smell it from that house all the way to Texas, USA. Okay? If we're really gonna be honest. So the fact that they are flipping the script and they're saying that, oh, this and that, is just like, what are you talking about? And the funny thing is that when Train Valerie would talk about Mabel, they would always say some bullshit. They'd always talk shit about her. And it was like, and Trey works for TFL, or he did. I don't know if he works there now, but he works for TFL. And the fact that Mabel has a high business, she's an entrepreneur, and she's getting top money. She's getting over, if I could guess right now, maybe 30,000 yearly, and Trey and Valerie are getting 1,000 yearly. It just goes to show the jealousy is real in this family. She is a piece of shit, not Mabel, Valerie. And if you want me to talk about Remy, I can give you deep dives on every motherfucker, including excluding Mabel because she's not involved in this and she never will be. That's why when I always am on the camera, I never talk about Mabel unless it's something good because she got me out of there. And she probably didn't save me, towards like the beginning stages, but she saved me towards the end. Because if it wasn't for Mabel, I wouldn't have really been speaking up on platforms, on social media, on live streams. So Mabel, if you are watching this, thank you so much for telling me your family, because your family are pieces of shit and the way they treated you over the years is disgusting. Talking bad about your kids as if they haven't done anything bad. Judy threatened to hit me. Yeah, that's Mabel's mom. Judy threatened to hit me. This is about 7 years ago, 8 years ago, and she threatened to hit me. This is when I first came to her house. And when I told the school back at St. John's, they were like, you're lying. Why would a carer do that? Like Cat Williams said, why do liars lie? Because what they want to do is they want to flip the script and they want to make it seem like you're the bad person. You're the relatable one. No, you're not the relatable one. You are the one that is in control. And when you take that control away, it has an everlasting impact, an everlasting effect. And that is why there's a reason for fuck around and find out. It's all about the logistics. And if they don't like it, they can try and sue me, but I don't have any money. The money that I'm supposed to be getting is held from the system. So unless you want to go through them, but you better not, because if you do, I swear to God, I will be coming for you in court. You will be fucking pissing yourself. And so this is why I'm coming on here to tell you that whoever has experienced what I've experienced, comment down below. Let's talk about this. Let's share a community, a community base for people to be safe. From now on, I'll be talking about a lot of things regarding the industry, the music industry, and especially being surrounded by perverts. Blessed be thy name.